Hey, welcome to Doc's Practice Room. So glad you joined in with us for this lesson here. Um, I've gotten the question asked about strengthening your weaker limb or strengthening the weaker part of your body when it comes to drumming. I know for me, the weakest part for me is my left hand. Is my weaker my left hand is my weaker limb by far. Some of you might have might be left-handed, and your right hand is your weaker side or your weaker link on your body. So whatever that weaker link is, you're gonna have to take some time to develop it. Let's off the muscle. Let me just go ahead and be honest with you guys. It's going to take some time and dedication and some level of commitment. When I say a level of commitment, I'm talking about a high level of commitment. It boils down to how far you want to go in the world of drumming. If you just want to be like a little garage type drummer, I mean, you can just practice whenever, and to be able to meet the need for the garage band that's going to play down at Bubba Crab Shack or something like that, or whatever. I mean, people gonna be drinking or whatever and stuff like that. They ain't gonna be really paying attention to the band. Like they just want to make, as long as you make it feel good, you will be good. Now, on the other hand, if you are trying to make a living and a career out of drumming, I believe it requires you to be professional, and that means you need to know how to read, and you need to pay attention to certain things of your development. So, and one part of the development is you are going to really have to take some time to develop yourself. Think about baking a cake. If any of y'all are some bakers, if you're not, let me go ahead and give you the process. It's a process to make a homemade cake. You got to get the sugar, you got to get the egg, and you got to get the butter and the flavor and the milk if you want to put milk in it, the heavy whipping cream, and then there's a certain process of putting those together, and you can't whip it too much, because if you whip it too much, it's going to cause the cake to be this way or that way, stuff like that. And then so that's the process. And then the next process, when you have all these ingredients, you put them all together, then you put it in a pan, then you have to put it in the oven, and you have to let it bake. You cannot rush it. If you rush it, your cake is not going to be done. If you rush the cake, your cake is going to fall, and if you miss certain parts of the process of baking a cake, like if you don't grease the pan real good, stuff like that, when it comes time when that cake is finished baking in the pan, when you get ready to take it out, it's going to tear up. Half of the cake might be in the pan or whatever. So my whole take on this is that it's going to take time, and there's certain things you need to put in place to do as you develop. All right. So, and one of these things is, again, like I said, it takes time, and you're going to have to really take time to develop your weaker link on your body, or your weaker hand or your weaker foot or whatever. Because what's happening while you're playing drums, you're like, man, you want to do something and it's not coming out. You want to go for this feel, right? You in the groove, and you want to do this double thing on your left hand, and it's like, what's wrong with my left hand? Because you haven't taken the time to develop. Yeah, you sit and groove all day, but you want to do some things. You might want to do you may want to do a 6-stroke roll, right? Or a 6-stroke in a triplet form. Let me make that clear, because regular 6-stroke is. But in a triplet form, you may want to do that, and then it's just not coming out. Why? Because you have not taken the time to really to develop the weaker link on your hand. So that's what this lesson is about on today. You want to take time to really develop your weaker link. And I'm gonna give you a little warm up here, so you can do to actually focus on building your weaker link. You're gonna have 8/8 notes, and then you're gonna have 6 of the double beats, right? 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right there, like that. 6 of those. So we're gonna have 4 sets of 16th accent accent at the top. So 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1. All right, so that's the whole sequence. A set of legatos, double beat, set of legatos going into the grid. All right. Do it again. One more time. Here we go. All right, how'd you do? Hey, I hope you got it. I hope you got it. That's at 100 BPM. All right, let's go to 125 BPM. Now, before you go to 125 BPM, listen, these are just road markers. You may have to start at 75 BPM and work your way up to 100, or you may have to start maybe at 90, or maybe you're able to start at maybe 110 BPM and then work your way on up from there to, up until faster. You can't get them no faster cleanly. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be making a mess of yourself. But I would highly suggest, though, that you start in maybe between the 70s and 80 BPM to kind of get your hands and stuff warmed up, right? We always want to try to make sure we warm our hands up before we start digging into some harder things. All right, let's see what 125 has for us. Let's try 150 BPM. As we get faster, everything should be coming down, like height-wise. All right, so that's my little nugget for this lesson. So whatever you're having problem with, remember, it is going to take a little bit of your time. So you're gonna have to carve some time in your planning of your day to say, this is gonna be my set time where I'm going to set aside for me to actually focus on
All right.
Yes, it can be. So glad you joined us. I will see you in the next lesson.